Okay, I just came back from looking. I'm holding steady at 105. Let me move this a little bit. At 105 subscribers. So do you guys know how excited I am and how much I thank you? And I have so many things I want to say about a journey that I'm on that I know it will get mismatched up. And some of it has to do with the coming weeks ahead. But let me just say this. Okay, so I already told you guys that 2 more weekends I'm going to be in Boise, Idaho, visiting my kids finally after a year and a half, which is crazy. I never thought in my whole life I would say that I hadn't seen my kids for that long, my grandkids. But Cece from the Thread Gatherer lives in Boise, and I'm going to be meeting with her while I'm there. So probably maybe the first weekend of May, that video will go up. But I wanted to tell you again, well, not only tell you about it again so you can watch for it, but I'm going to say, okay, so a year ago, December was when I was in Boise the last, and I had lunch with Cece, and I will tell you when Cece and I are together about how we met. But when we had lunch a year and a half ago, she said, just kind of out of the blue, and I'm thinking, you know, we're not friends, that we're more like heart friends, soul friends. We know that we'd always be there for each other, but it isn't like we talk. I mean, we might not even talk, you know, once a year. We'll text or send a message here and there, but it's that kind of friendship where your heart is all in, even though we're busy with our own lives. So, but you know a true friend when they can say something to you and tell you the truth. So even though Cece and I hadn't seen each other for many, many years because I moved from Boise, when we were having lunch, she went on to tell me about, you know, how great she thinks I am and how much she loves me. But this is what she said, the thing that drives me crazy about you, because I always have these great ideas and I want to do this and I want to do that and I'm going to do this and do that. And she said, the thing that drives me crazy is that you never follow through with anything. And she was right. I mean, it's hard to hear stuff like that, but I thought, wow, is she right? Just to hear somebody say it, even though I knew it. And I think part of it was, here I am chit-chatting again, like anybody wants to hear the story. I don't know why I feel like I have to tell it, but I think from moving around a lot and the relationship I had in my marriage at the time, I think I was just always doing for everybody else, and I kept in that where it was so much easier to do everything for everybody else, and anytime I had an idea or wanted to do something for myself, it was so easy to set it aside and not follow through. So it wasn't because I forgot about it or didn't want to do it. So this leads me to the YouTube and why it was so important to me, because I had talked about it when I was there. I talked about, hey, if I do this and come back next year, will you let me interview you? I talked to my other friend Lori who lives there, same thing, my daughter Paige, and I thought, you know, I'm going to do this. After Cece said that, I thought I have to do this and follow through. So that's why it's such a big deal for me, even though some of the videos have been, you know, kind of nothing, just me checking in and chit-chatting. I wasn't sure where I was going to take this or what I was going to do with it, but I just knew that I said I was going to do it. I wasn't going to use my weight or my wrinkles or my sleep apnea marks or my hand. I wasn't going to use any of these things that I didn't like about myself as an excuse anymore and be afraid that, you know, no one, who cares, or no one would like it, whatever. But my love of sharing and talking about stitching and now back into cross stitching is so strong that I don't even care if there's one of you watching, responding to me, and you guys do. There's a handful of you that you guys feed my soul, and I appreciate it so much, and I hope that I'm giving something back to you. So in that vein of sticking with it, because I have been here every weekend since November 1st, I think was my first one, somewhere around there, the 1st of November, that I said I was going to do it for my 60th birthday, that I have stuck with it. And so this is the first thing in my adult life that I'm really following through with and trying to see to an end and to fruition. You know, I'm just enjoying it so much, and thank you guys so much for being there. So with that said, I am going to talk a little bit about cross stitch. After I do that, I'm going to show you guys this big basket giveaway I'm doing for my 100 subscribers, and I'll tell you how you can win it. And as I was gathering things, I was like, boy, I want to win this. And then I thought, well, what's my next giveaway going to be? So I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to worry about it. I just had so much fun gathering this stuff for you guys, and I can't wait to find out who's going to win it. And this is what I did. For me, my most favorite Christmas gifts where my grandma and grandpa were, you know, collected a lot of things. They had a lot of things in their basement, but my grandma had things lined up on a shelf. I should have grabbed this thing. I didn't know I was going to talk about this, otherwise I would have. But like for Christmas, you know, antique stuff, old stuff, we would go down there and we would pick, and I'd be like, oh, Grandma, I love this box. You know, those old carved boxes that have the little decoupage, like landscape pictures on them? I know you know what I mean. She got me into collecting those because she had one in her basement. I was like, oh, I want this. Well, that's what we would get for Christmas. I mean, we would get toys and stuff too, but it was like handmade, and, you know, used things were a gift in itself. So with that in mind, I had so much fun, and I love to go thrifting. With that in mind, I didn't go out and buy anything new. Oh, I bought one thing new. I bought one thing new to put in the basket. Well, two. Okay, I bought two things new. A cross stitch pattern that I'm going to show you, and of course the mug. So I bought two things to put in the basket. Everything else I foraged around, and I had so much fun of things that I'm going to send you guys. So I'll talk about that in a minute, but right now I want to show you what I did, because I'm excited to participate in my first Stitch Mania, which begins May, and I'm trying to plan ahead because the next couple weekends, don't let me forget to tell you what I'm going to do next weekend. So next weekend I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and then the next weekend I'll be in Idaho. I will I'll be there anyway. It doesn't matter. By the time I get back, it's going to be May, and Stitch Mania is going to have started. So I want to have things prepared and ready to go. And I also wanted a project to pick to take with me while I'm staying with Paige and Chris and the kids. There's two things that I'll show you next weekend as a fully finished, that I was working on as a, Paige doesn't watch this, as a surprise for Paige and Chris for their new house. I'm cross stitching, and then I did do a little cross stitch for Hadley that I know she's gonna absolutely love. I think she will. I didn't do anything for Reed. I really wanted to do one of Stacy Nash's animal crackers. I really wanted to do the elephant for him, and I just knew I wouldn't have time. I just had to be realistic and know that I didn't have time. Never mind. I started something else for him when he was born that still isn't done. He's gonna be 3. Anyway, I will be bringing Reed something. It just won't be cross stitch. So I have so many ideas and so many thoughts jumbled, and I really wanted to organize Stitch Mania, and then I hear people talking about, you know, like dark stitching or stitching, I think it's Halloween stuff, and then Brenda and Laura from Brenda and the Serial Starter. I think last time I said the Serial Stitcher, because that sounds good too, but it's Brenda and the Serial Starter are doing their Blackbird kind of stitch along, starting the first weekend of May. So I had Eleanor, is it Rigby? Yeah, it's not Rigsby, is it? Rigby. I had that all kitted up in one of my things, and I had it set aside, and you know, I cannot find it anywhere. It's driving me nuts. I can't find it anywhere. It's like it disappeared. So I do have that I will be working on as soon as I get back from Idaho. I'll be stitching on that the first weekend. What I decided to do so I wouldn't get overwhelmed with Stitch Mania, by the way, I did break down and got the Book of Days for 2021, and I just got it, so I just started in it, but I will be writing down, I just started in April, and I use those colors because those are the highlighters I have at work. I wanted to start it while I was at work. You know, start. So anyway, oh look, April 7th, I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So I will use this. I'm going to be writing in, you know, what my plans are for the YouTube, because that was getting all jumbled. The second Saturday of every month will be my color is Black of the Month quilt, along with the tassel giveaway. So after this, I will tell you that, let me just show you. I got it. In going through Black Thread Studio Basement, I have so many, look at these all you guys. I have so many quilt patterns. I have so many cross stitch patterns that I'm not going to be, I know I won't be using. What I decided I'm going to do is the second Saturday of every month. I'm not going to do it every weekend. It will be too much for me because it just takes too much for me to get stuff mailed out. But the second Saturday when I do the tassel, I am going to do a giveaway. So, and I'll announce that when I do my color is Black of the Month. But what I'll do is when I have you say Peace on Earth, which is what it's going to be, to win the tassel, you just need to let me know if you want a quilt pattern or a cross stitch pattern. You won't be able to pick, it's going to be random, but you can tell me if you want quilt or cross stitch. Okay, so that I got out of the way, and if you want to see, I will show this in the next video as well. But how perfect is this? Because I hit the 100, I'm going to do an extra little giveaway with the tassel for the second Saturday, and it's a cross stitch pattern. And I love that I kept the prices on these. This was $2.50 back in the day. This is Cedar Hill Designs, Peace on Earth. So the Peace on Earth with the tassel, and don't worry about this one, it's going to be in a separate video. So if you want to win the Peace on Earth with a tassel for the second Saturday, you're going to have to watch the My Color Is video to see that one. So let's just finish up with this real quick, and then I'm going to talk about my my goodie basket that I'm doing for you guys. So the most fun that I think I had right now getting some plans done is that I wanted to do, I'm not a real seasonal stitcher, although I love everything. Because I have so much limited time to stitch, I want to do things that I can just keep out all year round. And I thought, and there are some seasonal things I will just I'll make and keep out all year round. And, oh, this is one of them. So I'm going to start, you guys can let me know, is it called dark stitching or, I don't know. So I just figured whatever it is for Halloween, and Paige and Hadley love Halloween. So kind of, I'll be thinking of them while I'm stitching Halloween, because my kids aren't here anymore, so I don't do a whole lot of decorating or anything. But what I did is for every day or every month, I went through and I looked up when the full moon is going to be. So just for instance, July, it's going to be on July 24th. And did you know each full moon has their own name? Like that one's full buck moon, and May is full flower moon. April is full pink moon. I don't know what the names mean. I didn't go that far. But every day there is a full moon. And as well as there's a Friday the 13th, which is in August. Those are my days I'm going to stitch on this. I'm going to do just I'm not going to do the saying, although I like it. I'm going to keep this out all the time. I think what I'm going to do is, instead of making the pumpkins jack-o'-lantern faces, I'm just going to make it a solid pumpkin. And I think it speaks to me anyway, because I'm a November girl, so I love fall things. But what I did is, so let me tell you, Waxing Moon Designs, this is number 150, Halloween Fairies. And what I did is this pattern, and then also this one that I picked. Let me see who this is. The Snowflower Diaries, Joyful World, the November. Oh, I can't show you that. If I flipped it, I'm so sorry. If I flip that up, here it is. Can you see that? The November Peacock. Okay. So when I saw the November and then also the fairies, I saw some things on Pinterest that were on, you know, kind of this yellow golden. I'm going to call it citrine because that's my color. And what I did is I had this pattern that I showed. I'd have to go back and look. I didn't grab the pattern itself, that I found that I had started, and I said I was going to finish it. And then Laura, who is it Maud and Mozart on Instagram, who is Brendan Laura, said that she had finished this, and I just really wanted to finish it. I love the checkerboard of the house. I wanted to do something patriotic. And you know, I searched and searched through all my stash. I went to Michael's and Hobby Lobby and tried to match up the colors. I looked for the called for colors, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see that at all. It was so long ago. Let me see if you can see the difference in the gray in the roof. Or even in, do you see right here the difference between that and that? They don't match up. So I thought, I'm not going to finish it. What I might do is somehow finish this off and make it into a little pillow. Somehow, maybe do a variegated beige for the eagle in the middle and then make it into a little thing. Anyway, I cut off the edges. So, and then I didn't have any Rit dye. I wanted kind of for the fairies again, and my November peacock from the Snowflake Diaries. I cut off everything around that was around that little patriotic house, and I dyed it in turmeric. Can you see that? I think it turned out beautiful if you like that color. This one is a little bit, I took this one out, so it's a little not quite as orangey yellow. These are a little bit brighter, more citrine, that I thought is my birthstone color. I haven't got my ring back, by the way, but I will, because it would match my ring perfectly. But that, so I did that with turmeric. That I'm going to start this one on the full moon this month, and then this November peacock is going to be one of my Stitch Mania. So for Stitch Mania, I am going to do the Blackbird design with Brendan Laura is going to be separate, because I think they're doing that the first weekend of every month. You work on your Blackbird design. So I'm going to do that separately. Otherwise, I'm going to do 4 starts in May for Stitch Mania every weekend. Well, what I'm going to do is start on the weekend and then stitch on that for 1 whole week. So is there 4 full weeks in May, or is it even longer? So I'm going to have 4 starts in May for Stitch Mania, and then I'm going to stitch on those for a whole week until the next weekend. I also did this one. It's a 18 count Aida. I should say this is some kind of linen that I think is I think it's a 30 count. that was this color. Can you see that? It was that color. This was kind of that oatmeal-y Ada. And what I did with this one is I did the turmeric, but I rolled it up, bunched it up, and put a rubber band around it and dunked it in the turmeric. When it came out, there were some really white spots. So I just dunked it in for a little bit and took it back out. And then what I did is I rinsed them out with hot water, and then I threw them in the dryer. And then I ironed them with a hot iron. This one needs to be ironed a little bit more. But I'm really happy with the way those turned out. Okay, moving on to one more thing that I'm going to talk about for next week. Next weekend, my plan, and I hope this works out. I'm hoping it's nice outside. Thank you for watching. By the way, I just feel like I'm chit-chatting away about not much of anything. But anyway, I'm from Rockford, Illinois, but my family had a family cottage in Cambridge, Wisconsin, which is southeast of Madison a little bit, I guess. And basically that's our second home. My whole family has lived there for the past, I don't know, 20 some years. And then I came the last 10 years after I was divorced. But it's where our heart and home really is Cambridge. Cambridge is a really cute little town. I don't know if you've heard of it, but that is where Rowe Pottery is. They also used to have Rockdale Pottery. And then the other one that's there is Wakefield Pottery. And I am going to talk about Wakefield Pottery at a different time, but right now I'm going to focus on Rowe Pottery, which is the old salt glazed, you know, with the kind of gray background with some spots of brown in it, and then the blue. So again, I'll do more on this next weekend, but what I'm planning on doing is when I go to get my mom, I have her every third weekend. When I go get my mom, I'm going to go to Rowe Pottery. I'm sure they're open on Saturday when I'm going to get my mom. And I'm going to take a little tour and see if they will let me video so that I can take you guys in there. The outside of the building, Rowe Pottery has a very long history and kind of up and down history is in Cambridge. And what I mean by that is they've been in different locations, and being a local, I know more of the story about Jim Rowe losing his business and it being sold, and there's some, you know, sadness to those stories, but they are in a really cool building right now, and I would be excited to show you that. So anyway, going back to that, I think my first salt glazed pottery piece, I know my sister Deb got it for me for Christmas, and I have it. I will show it to you next weekend. I think it's from 1975 or 1976. So there was a whole group of these patterns, and I don't know who they are. I don't know. I don't have the pattern, so if anybody knows, please let me know and I will share that. But this, as you can see, these look like the salt glazed pottery. I have the flowers. These are very traditional designs. The bird. And these were done, and then the kind of heart flower motif. I love these. I do not like the background fabric, and I will tell you I changed it up a little bit. It was a light blue, and I tried doing coffee today with it, and I haven't read how to do coffee dyeing yet. I didn't have any Rit dye, so I actually ended up dipping this in the turmeric. Is it turmeric or turmeric? Turmeric. And it almost gave it kind of that dingy. I am sure when I stitched these, it was so long ago, I am sure they didn't have like the linen colors they have now that would be the perfect background fabric for doing something like the salt glazed pottery. So instead of doing a cream, I think I chose this light blue, thinking it would look more like the pottery. But I'm going to turn these into little pillows, I believe. And so watch next weekend to see if I make it into row pottery and if they let me film, and I'll take you on a little tour. So that's all the cross stitch I wanted to talk about right now. But let's get on to woohoo, 100 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Well, it's a little bit over. I really feel chatty today. But anyway, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I have things laid out in front of me that are going to go in the basket. So I'm trying to entice you to, I guess, enter to win, because I had so much fun doing this, and I'll be so excited for whoever wins this basket. So this is the base of it. Whoops, it's caught on my scarf. I love this basket. And that little love you cross I tied on the front. So this will be filled, and let's just go through some of the things. It is going to be all crafty stuff, but I thought this would be fun since, you know, I'm an optician. I thought we all talk about our glasses and our magnifiers, and who doesn't need a big bottle of cleaner for you? This, I'm going to leave, oh gosh, should I take it out? This is those microfiber cleaning cloths. It's not small like the small ones you get. This is big. And I kind of nabbed this from work. It's in this little pouch that has the elastic little opener. And the cloth is in there. It's folded up real nice, so I'm not going to do it. But when you get it out, it is big. It's attached on the inside so you won't lose it. So when you get done, I just actually wad mine up and jam it back in. But it's a little pouch to keep your big cloth in. That's going in the basket. A few little things from Optical for our glasses. Of course, the mug that started it all. And on the side, it says, I'm a Black Thread Studio Peep. Again, I told you guys I wasn't happy with the size. I wanted it to be bigger. But this mug, I ordered in November, waiting, knowing that at 100 subscribers, I would be giving it away to you guys. So the mug, I'll just go through these real quick to show you what I found. My love for yo-yos. I have extras. I am sending you guys, I used these when I was teaching. I cut this off of the actual package to show what size the yo-yo would turn out to be and show you what how many millimeters, what the size was. So these 3 sizes, I don't have the directions, but I show you in one of the earlier videos. I think that says yo-yos, or you can always just Google. These are made by Clover, and I love them. You get 3 different sizes. I don't have those 3 sizes here, but you're getting 3 yo-yos out of my yo-yo jar. And I'll show you why I picked these colors. I really thought that I would do, you know, I love black. I love cream, not white, but cream. I love that chartreuse green. But I really, really wanted to share with you some silk floss from the Thread Gatherer. And I'm not going to go see her until the end of the month, and then I'm going to kind of get to see all the colors and pick and choose. So I went digging to see what I could find. I'm not really a purple person. I'm more earth tones. Do you want me to tell you why I'm not a purple person? I know there's a reason why. My dad, I guess he was little when his grandpa that he was really close to died, and there was purple velvet lining inside the casket, and I guess it traumatized my dad, and he never liked the color purple after that. But my dad would have these kind of night terrors, and he would just moan and scream, and we would ask my mom, and she would say that that was when he would be kind of dreaming about seeing his grandpa in that coffin. That was a morbid story, I know, but ever since then, since I was little, so you can see the color purple, that's what it signified to me. I am growing to like it. I love it in flowers. I love it in nature. I feel bad because I know Cece loves purple. Cece from the Thread Gatherer, and I know she gave these to me as a gift, but I'm passing them on to you because I don't foresee that I'm going to be using them. And if I do, I'll just get some more. Excuse me again. So this one's Regal Orchid. These are her silken colors, 12 strand silk floss. This one I happened to rip the thing off, or it came off. So I don't know what color that is. And then the beautiful silk ribbon she does, this is called the Lavenders. And this is 4 yard, wait. I think this is 4 yards. These are going in there, so that's why I picked those purple yo-yos. So I kind of did a purple theme. For any of you who like batiks, I had this nice piece in the colors that will go with that. I didn't even it up. I didn't do anything with it. I just grabbed it, so you're getting it the way it is. And so if you like batiks, that will be in there to stay along that theme. A couple spools of ribbon, pink paisley, and a purple. So hey, if you love purple and pink, this is going to be your basket. I had these on display. Old wooden spools. How could I not send those? They match. Covered buttons, because who doesn't want to make their own covered buttons? I'm sending you a little oval hoop. What size is this one? Probably, I don't know, 4 inches, 5. I sometimes will use an oval hoop. Sometimes it's hard to get lined up depending on if I have something that needs to be lined up the right way, but I just think they're so darn cute. So whether you use it or not, it is so cute. That is going in the basket. I have a little bit of our black thread baker's twine that Cheryl so kindly sent me, and I put it just on a little teeny floss drop. And I have a cross stitch pattern that is by Bent Creek in the stars. It's actually like a little, maybe a birth announcement. It has little angels on it, and in each little star there's initials. But you could, gosh, you could do so many different things with that and not even make the whole pattern, but just use those little motifs and add it to something that you're making. Okay, Mulberry Lane by Terry Christopherson, Black Mountain Quilts. That's going in the basket. I think I can show you these. I'll show you the back. Just because I have this really old perforated paper, I thought, wouldn't that be fun to make a little ornament or something? So I'm sticking that in there. And I think that's about it. I am sure I will probably find some other things to throw in there, but that's the big basket. So that's everything for the big basket. And then I have another one that I want to do because I thought it'll be fun. So if you don't win the big basket, you could be in to win this chart that I got. I did buy this new and I love it so much that I got 2 because I knew that I wanted to give one away. And I think I ordered off a 1, 2, 3 stitch. And going along with Peace, this is Bird of a Feather, and it's Pray for Peace. How cute is that? Okay, so let me think about this for a minute. Of course, I would love for you to be a real subscriber that has fun with us here on Black Thread Studio. You don't have to be. I will say I'm not going to send internationally. I think that's beyond beyond where my mind can go at this point. So if you're in the US, if you happen to be someplace else, oh, Heather, Miss Heather in Canada, I will send, if you win, I would send one of the other things to you. I don't know if I could send the basket. That might be mega mucho buckaroos. Okay, I didn't think about it that far, but Heather, go for a small win. Okay, so if you're in the United States and you want to win the big basket, I'm trying to think. I didn't think about this ahead of time. Okay, for this one, all you have to do in the comment is do pray for peace. Pray for peace, and you'll be in for this little bonus secondary drawing. And I am old school as the comments come in. Once you guys write a comment, even if it's one or two of you, I literally write your name down on a piece of paper, and I have a cute hat. I will show you when I do the drawing. I will do that live next Saturday. I literally throw them in a hat and pull a name out. That's how I do it. So if you do pray for peace, that will go in one hat for you to win. And I'm trying to think, you guys, for the big basket, what would be a good one? I don't want to do peace on earth because that's going to be for, you know, our regular tassel in the other one. Let's see. I'm thinking. Can you see that I'm thinking? Okay, I just came up with it, with that cross. I want you to say, God loves you, to win the big one. Okay, so to win the big one, I feel like I want to make it a little bit tougher than that. If you do that, plus, I gotta think about this for a minute.